Hello, my name is Carol Cast, and today I'm going to be talking about a book I reviewed called Killer Pursuit by Jeff Gunhus. And I received a copy of this book in exchange for an honest review. And so today I'm just going to be talking about my review of the book and what I liked and what I disliked. And so without further ado, here's my review of Killer Pursuit by Jeff Gunhus. And I've read one of his books before. It was called The Torment of Rachel Imes, and that was kind of like a thriller horror novel. But this book, Killer Pursuit, it's the second in his series, which revolves around an FBI agent by the name of Allison McNeil. And I haven't read the first book, but after reading The Killer Pursuit, I'm anxious to read the first one to learn more about Allison's history. And so Allison, what I liked about her is she was a tough female FBI agent. I mean, I loved how she stood up for herself. And there's one partner of hers, Garrett. He's an older guy, and he gave her a lot of slack. But I loved how she kind of didn't take any crap off of him, and she was a strong woman. But yet, in the first book, there's a hint of like some trouble she went through with one of her cases and some psychological issues she suffered from it, and that's covered a little bit in here. And so, reading this book makes me want to read the first book, because that way I can catch up on Allison's history and it give me a better understanding of what she went through with her first case. And so, anyway, in Killer Pursuit, Allison, she is working on this case that involves like the death of a dead prostitute named Catherine Fuse, and Allison, she's sent on the case by the FBI director Clarence Mason, and so she's set to investigate the Fuse, her real identity, and what kind of videos Catherine had against the Washington politicians, the bigwigs, and all that. And so I loved how the book was set in the Washington backdrop, and it has everything, including like the scandals that happened in Washington, the cover-ups and everything. And I loved how the author infused that in here because, when people think of Washington, they always think of politicians and scandals around. And so I loved how he brought all that into this book. And I loved the book. I thought it was really good. I mean, at times I felt like maybe it went too much detail. And it kind of got confusing, like how it flipped back and forth between all the characters' point of views. For instance, it'd go from Allison's point of view, then go to Mason's point of view. Then, of course, it went to like all the other politicians' point of view. So at times it may have gotten a little bit confusing, but other than that, I really enjoyed the book. And when I was reading it, it kind of reminded me of watching a movie, because of all the action and crime and political activity that happens. So if you're looking for a good mystery, suspense, political thriller, I suggest you check out Killer Pursuit.